Hi there, my name is SOP Maxwell. I welcome you one more time to the Real Testifiers. It's a great moment for us, and I believe you're kicking and doing great wherever you are. I want to really bless God for your life, most importantly, for giving you the grace to still exist and be meaningful to your immediate community. And I solely pray that it will not just enhance your presence wherever you are, it will also create an impact that will touch lives around you. I want to start today by saying something very, very impactful to you. You can't get the message if you are not in a mess at the right age. It sounds strange, isn't it? Let me break it down this way. Some things happen to us that we can't really explain or define what it's all about. Not until we get to a particular state in our lives and we begin to recall what had happened in the past at that very moment. That mess, that situation at the present age that you are in begin to make sense. At that very moment, you could say, you've gotten the message. So for you to derive or get the message, you must be able to get into a mess, or you must be in a mess at the right age. And time defines age. It has nothing to do with numbers. Time defines age. Let me quickly kick off with this short audio visual, which centers more on time in a relationship. A young boy who needed to make it in life, who has gone through a lot, decided to visit a sage. Sitting right in front of the sage, with that bodacious look staring back at the sage, he told the sage he wanted to make it in life. That he has tried a lot, but he's not yet finding a breakthrough. So the sage looked back at the boy and asked just one question. So, what do you want me to do? The boy, in high expectation, stared back at the sage and requested, I need you to do something spiritually, or make a sacrifice on my behalf so I can make it in life. The sage smiled and said, you've come to the right place. So the sage turned around, picked up a little container, and had this little, slightly bloated maggot still alive in the little container, and he kept it right in front of the little boy. He turned slightly, picked up a piece of chalk, and drew 2 circles on a vertical line. And he said, I will put this maggot in the middle of the line. If the maggot moves upwards to you, it means your future is bright and you will make it in life in the shortest possible time. However, if the maggot crawls back to me into my circle, it means that you are doomed, that you shouldn't have undertaken this inquiry. This young boy weighing his options and weighing the consequences, and damning all that will actually come out of it, decided to give it a try. So he gave the sage a nod of continuation. So the sage made some incantations and placed the maggot in the middle of the line and started ringing the little bell that was in his possession. As we rang the bell continuously, it's like the ding that came from the bell woke the maggot into life, and the maggots swiveled and circled and started moving upwards towards where the young boy sat. And the young boy was so excited because the maggot was towing the line towards him, which implied that he was going to have a successful life. While in the frenzy of this little excitement, under the influence of the bell that the sage was still ringing, the maggot did a U-turn and started crawling back to where the sage was. So the boy kind of panicked, knowing the consequence of what is about to happen. He couldn't stand it anymore. While the maggot was getting close to the circle, close to the sage, the young boy stretched out his hand, picked up the maggot, and placed it inside his own circle. And the young sage, who was in that pose, screamed, "What have you done? Do you know the implication of doing what you've just done?" And the young boy responded confidently. He said, "I cannot sit down here while I watch my destiny get destroyed in front of me. I have to take my destiny in my hands." Now, what am I drawing out of the story? Let no man define how your life will be. Let no woman describe or structure how your future will be. Everything is in your hands. It is up to you to have a good future. It is up to you to have a sound life. It is up to you to dictate what you want your life to be. And the timing of your relationship matters a lot. Sincerely, nothing started working for me personally not until I got to the age of 40. Now you always want to go back to this popular saying, hackneyed saying that a fool at 40 is a fool forever, or life begins at 40. Yeah. So that's the timing. For some other people, it's 60. For some others, it's 70. So you need to work on your timing. So you don't bring in this sordid comparison to say, oh, somebody started having a good and fulfilled life at 20, meaning I should have a good and fulfilled life at 20. For me, that is the fastest route to suicide. You were not created the same way. Your life cannot pan out the same way. Concentrate on the timing of your relationship. Some things will have to pan out or play out for you to get the message. And like I said earlier, if you are in the mess and at the right age, you will get the message to the fulfillment of your life. A lot of people are in the mess but not in the right age, so the message doesn't make sense to them. You have to understand this. One way to really define the timing of your relationship is to know when to start and end relationships. A lot of people have gone down the drain or probably have ended up 6 foot below because they couldn't have the guts to end relationships. If you're under the influence of my voice and you're passing through a difficult time in a relationship, now is the time to take a stand. Today is that day that your mess and your age come together for you to get your message of taking a decision. If you can't define the timing of your relationship, you have issues with managing relationships. Some relationships are not meant to last more than a day. Some relationships are not meant to last for more than 4 years. Some relationships are not meant to last for more than 10 years. While some relationships are meant to last forever. So you define your relationship and start managing them. For instance, if you walk to an ATM queue where you want to withdraw money from the ATM machine or the ATM as the case might be, you find it that right at the spot of the queue, you get to hear who's the last person, who's the next person. At that very moment, you begin to have some form of relationship. You talk about government, talk about economy, talk about social life on the queue. You've not met the person before. The moment the person withdraws the cash and walks away, you might not see that person again till you die. That relationship has started and ended. The purpose for the relationship was for you to get cash. You've gotten the cash, then you move on. Extending such a relationship beyond the cash withdrawal you've gotten might be bringing something else to the table. Furthermore, at the university, you have to spend 4 years to get a degree. It will be lesser in some countries. But do you know that most of your classmates that you had relationships with at the university or on the university campus, after graduation, you tend not to see most of them again. Even till you die, you might not come across any one of them again. It means the relationship you had then should have just lasted for 4 years. Stretching beyond the 4 years could bring something else to the table. And that could bring some unhealthy relationship. I know within your mindset now you're asking me, so should marriage have a time space for when it should start, when it should end? I keep on telling people this. Marriage in itself is fueled by relationship. It is not the relationship. I guess I should say this again. Marriage is fueled, is kind of concretized by a variety of relationships. Marriage in itself is not the relationship. It is a concept that is held standing, that is made alive through the use or manifestation of relationships. So, ending a relationship to end a marriage is not logical. Because if you end a relationship, doesn't mean the marriage is ended. The marriage is to continue. You've seen with couples who separate, but you still say I'm married, but we're not living together. So relationship was ended, but the marriage is still there. Something happens in church. You go to church on a Sunday service, you spend 3 hours there, you have a very spontaneous relationship with church members, your pastors and members, workers in the church. Then once you share the grace, everybody goes on, that relationship ends there. Same with your office. But the clinical thing here is this. Understanding the timing of relationship matters a lot. So that you don't allow the timing of one relationship to breach into the timing of another relationship. Because it is this encroachment that really brings about destabilization in relationships. So, if I'm working, I leave the office by 5. In my candid opinion, listen carefully, in my candid opinion, everything official should end at that very moment as you're leaving the office. Dragging official matters home is breaching the relationship that should have started at home. Am I speaking English? The moment you leave the church, the relationship in the church ends. Not with your God. We're not talking about religion now. Not with your God anyways. But with the people that you congregated with there. The moment you leave the church and you get into your house, a new relationship begins or resumes. I'm allowed to use them. Resumes. So one relationship should not affect the other. That is where we start having issues. Then you start hearing husbands saying, how you're having a relationship with that person, how you're talking about this person at home, you're not supposed to do this at home, you're supposed to do it at the office. When you start having this overlap, then issues will begin to emanate. Timing in relationships. One good thing about being brutal about your timing is that it saves you avoidable headaches. Things that naturally you should have struggled with will not come your way because you're already taking charge of them. I want to encourage you, wherever you are listening to me, part of the continent you're listening to me, start the drilling in that marriage. Start the drilling in that relationship with you. Begin with yourself. If you're having any challenge in any relationship, whether you're courting, whether you're dating, whether you're in the church, whether you're at home, whether you're at the office, define your relationship and the timing. It's very important. If the timing of your relationship is defined, it helps to resolve a lot of issues. That way you stay focused. You concentrate on the needful and you enjoy a blissful life, which is my innermost desire for everyone listening to me. I want to thank you for listening to this audio visual. I know it must have touched your life in a very positive way. I want to also encourage you, if you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe, go down to the post of this video, subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when a new video comes up. And don't forget to leave a comment. Who knows, what you're passing through might be a good story to motivate somebody else out there who's about to commit suicide. You don't know what a person is passing through, but by me reading your comments, by me reading your story, by me reading what you're passing through, it can help to motivate that person. It could be a man, it could be anybody. Go down below the comment section and put a comment in there. And also state how this audio has helped you to think through. It will also help us over here to make better and more impactful audio. In my next audio, I'll be talking about temperaments. What are the right temperaments for relationship and marriage? Remember, prayers can't solve or resolve or change temperaments. Think about this while I sign off. If John the Baptist was married to Sarah, do you think he would have had a better home? See you next time, people. You have a lovely day ahead of you. God bless you all. Am I speaking English?